So I recently turned 30 and there's a lot of life lessons I wish I had learned when I was a lot younger. Some of them I've gained from first-hand experience by making mistakes, others from talking to mentors, and some from listening to podcasts, reading books, and even watching YouTube videos. But before we get started, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 30 most important life lessons I've learned in my life so far. I'll be breaking them down into 3 separate categories: wealth, self, and health. Let's get started with the most important life lesson, and that is compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it, and he who doesn't, pays it. This quote has been attributed to Einstein. Everyone is aware of compound interest, but most people don't fully understand it until they experience it firsthand with their own money. Whether it's racking up credit card debt or trying to borrow for a home loan, compound interest can really make a difference when it comes to wealth. Life lesson number 2 is to learn about budgeting, superannuation, tax, and investing as early as you can. I wish I had knew about these 4 topics a lot earlier in my life. If you can understand budgeting, tax, superannuation, and investing as early as possible, then you're going to be set up for wealth creation. And thanks to compound interest, the earlier you start, the better. Wealth is assets that earn while you sleep. Naval Ravikant. Remove your emotions when it comes to investing. Whether it's panic selling or obsessively checking your trading account every hour, emotions and investing do not mix. Understand the risk-return trade-off. The higher the risk, the higher the potential reward, and the lower the risk, the lower the potential reward. Understand the sunk cost fallacy. Sunk costs are outlays of either money, time, or effort that have already been made, aka they're sunk. The sunk cost fallacy refers to the tendency for people to irrationally follow through on an activity or a decision because of the sunk cost. This is really common when it comes to investing. The more you invest in something, the harder it becomes to abandon it, so you keep investing more and more. Get rich quick schemes only make the schemers rich. In our on-demand, instant gratification world that we live in, it can be so tempting to try to get rich quick. Whether it's a secret investment course that will cost you only $2,000, or a multi-level marketing opportunity, or even a special cryptocurrency that's going to the moon, the only person that's going to get rich off these schemes are the schemers. Time in the market beats timing the market. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation refers to when someone's spending increases because their income also goes up. It's often what causes people to get stuck in a vicious cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. It usually occurs when someone enters the workforce, get a raise, or start a new job. For example, let's say you received a promotion and your salary goes from $50,000 a year to $75,000. Now, instead of spending $100 on a nice meal, you decide to splurge and spend $200 because, you're earning more money and #treat yourself. This behavior slowly spreads to other expenses you have. You want to buy a new car, you want to upgrade your new phone, add in some Gucci shirts, so on and so forth, and bam, before you know it, you've caught up maintaining an expensive lifestyle that is way above your salary. Stop buying things you don't need to impress people you don't like. Gary Vaynerchuk. That's right, in the past I bought t-shirts that were $100 from CDG, $500 sweaters from Maison Kitsune, and I even bought Aesop hand wash. In hindsight, I would have been so much better off if I had invested all the money that I spent on buying those brands. If you're interested in learning more about money habits and mistakes, make sure to check out my 10 bad money habits that are keeping you poor video. I'll leave a link in the description box down below and at the end of this video. Moving on to life lessons about self-improvement, self-help, and self-development. Life is short, but it's also the longest thing you'll ever do. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you find yourself surrounded by negative pessimists, chances are you're going to have a negative outlook on life as well. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with awesome, wonderful people, there's a higher chance that you're going to be a wonderful, awesome person too. So be very careful who you spend your time with. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. The reality is that most mistakes in life are not made out of spite or malice. It's often just out of stupidity or carelessness. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Motivation is fleeting, discipline is forever. So I used to be a motivational addict. I've read countless motivational quotes, dozens of self-help books, and watched hours of inspirational YouTube videos. Fortunately, what I realized was that motivation only provides you a temporary boost that goes away really quickly. What works long-term is being disciplined and consistently putting effort. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Robert Collier. The perfect example for this life lesson is this YouTube channel. When I first started, I was getting very few views and pretty much no subscribers. But I kept working at it day in and day out. And now, 6 months later, I have 414 subscribers, 1,000 hours of watch time, and 13,700 views. Thank you to each and every one of you who's watched, liked, and subscribed. I truly appreciate it. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Seneca. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. Henry David Thoreau. The unfortunate reality is that a lot of people despise their job and they're desperate to escape their soul-crushing workplace. I use this quote as a reminder to myself that if I'm ever in that situation, I have to have the courage to find a new opportunity. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparing yourself to others is the guaranteed way to make yourself feel absolutely miserable. Imagine you've just received a $10,000 bonus. You're over the moon and ecstatic. All that hard work has finally been recognized by your boss. But then you find out your colleague had a $20,000 bonus. Now you're annoyed. Why is he getting twice as much when he doesn't work as hard as I do? And all that joy that you had felt just an instant ago has completely evaporated. So the next time you start comparing yourself to others, remember what you can be grateful for instead. Also, a practical tip is to unfollow all those accounts on social media that just post extravagant lifestyles, whether it's a fancy car, beautiful mansion, or the brand names that they're buying. Just unfollow them, you will be much happier. Create more, consume less. So this life lesson is specifically around the consumption of media. Every day we spend hours and hours on our phone and devices, whether it's watching Netflix, looking at clickbait articles, or scrolling mind-numbingly through our TikTok feeds. Instead of constantly consuming media, I've been busy creating. And it's been really rewarding, whether it's my food blog, this YouTube channel, or business writing. Not to mention, doing creative work has been really fulfilling compared to sitting down and binging yet another Netflix series. Also, I've learned new skills and honed my existing ones. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Strong opinions, loosely held. This means that I have this strong conviction in my opinions. But if I'm presented with new data or information that proves otherwise, I'm willing to let go and change my opinions. Before I get into the health life lesson, obviously I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. Please consult your GP or your family doctor. Meditate. As someone who used to be an overthinker and really anxious, meditation has been a really effective tool in calming my mind. I personally use a guided meditation from Tara Brach, who's a psychologist and meditation teacher. I'll leave a link in the description box down below. There's also quite a few meditation apps out there, including Calm, Waking Up, and Headspace. Breathe through your nose. I know this might seem like a really odd life lesson. After all, doesn't everyone breathe through their nose? Well, as someone who's had sinus infections regularly in the past and would often have to breathe through their mouth, it's been life-changing to focus on breathing through my nose. There's actually several studies out there that show just how negative mouth breathing is for your health. If you want to learn more about this topic, check out the book Breath by science journalist James Nestor. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food, Hippocrates. This is pretty straightforward. Everyone knows it's important to eat a healthy, balanced diet. The hard part is actually doing it. Start small with exercise. A lot of people, including myself, have given up on regular exercise because we either lose motivation or we don't see results. What has really helped me is starting small. Instead of trying to run 5 kilometers right off the bat, I ran 1 kilometer and then slowly work my way up. Sleep is important. Whether you're trying to climb the corporate ladder or working on your side hustles, sleep often takes a back seat. After all, we've all heard the saying, you can sleep when you're dead. But there's more and more research that highlights just how vital sleep is for your mental and physical health. If you want to learn more about sleep, I highly recommend the book Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. Go for a walk. Walking has been shown to be really beneficial, not just for your physical health, but your mental well-being. It can help reduce anxiety, improve your sleep, and calm you down. I personally find that I do some of my best thinking and creative work when I'm walking. And last but not least, prevention is better than a cure. So make sure you eat well, sleep well, exercise, socialize, and meditate. As always, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any life lessons you want to share. As always, an important disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice. This video and my channel is for general information only. As with anything in life, you should do your own due diligence and seek independent advice.